Welcome back for our final game of the evening of FlyQuest Academy versus OpTic Academy. While teams experimented with a bunch of learnings from MSI, Lorem seemed to be the only top laner from week 1 who had the kind of snowball game you want on a Pike top.
We've seen it in the LCS, we've seen it in Academy. Lorem played the best one out of all of them. He had the best Pike, he had a great game for it. Dardoch played around him really well, and then you had a Crown, who was also a shining star, the LCS mid laner, the world champion, but he's not in today. We've got Scarlet filling in for him.
Ooh, very interesting. Yeah, we did see Fly struggle a little bit on finding some cohesion, but this will happen coming into the start of a new season.
Yeah, and it also happens to be that ever since JJ and Invert left the team, it never has been quite the same over in FlyQuest Academy. So hopefully they can really start to figure things out and try to fill in the void that those two left. And the big impact that they're having in the LCS is a testament to how good they were on Academy.
Absolutely. So turning to the starting rosters, we've got FlyQuest Academy on the blue side. Ready yourself. It's top lane and go. Jungle is Maxi. Mid lane Strompist. Bot lane Airy. And support Wadid with Coach Mango.
And loading up on the red side, it's OpTic Academy. You've got your top laner, Alarim, Dardoch in the mid lane, Scarlet, the invisible mid laner. He might be playing Evelynn today in mid. We don't know. You've got the bot lane, Asta, his support, Gate, and Coach Coops.
Yes, Mr. Coops. Play good amount of ARAMs with him. He always says that ARAMs with me and my friends before allows OpTic to win games. Messages.
No, it's
like,
true.
We got a ARAM so we can win.
It's fun.
It is.
And you practice mechanics.
Get it out there. Do you play ARAMs?
I used to play ARAMs for practice a lot as well, because when you had custom game, like to make a custom game takes so long. Just ARAM queue, play Nidalee, roll through Nidalee.
They're good. You should play a few every night. It's fantastic. Bring bands back. Yumi.
Wait, really?
To ARAM? Yes. Yumi locked out. Xayah locked out. And Aatrox. Cool. All day.
Probably Silas.
Well.
But
yeah, Silas.
Ban in ARAM. That's the whole point. Oh,
so you get better games. Yeah. Aurelia?
I never had.
Why do you ban in League?
I never had any expectations of quality games in ARAM. Though. Like when I join an ARAM, I am expecting the lowest of the low, and that's what makes it fun.
But it's all about making plays. You just expect low level.
Yeah, if I get a bad champ, I'm dodging. Right? that's what I do.
Okay. I just reroll.
And then once you're out of rerolls, you dodge.
Well, with every champion, you get 2 rerolls like every game. So it's easy.
Oh. I guess I haven't played that many ARAMs.
Silas, final one for FlyQuest Academy. They're looking for a win here, 0-3, as they want to try to pick this up. Their new squad, Silas, I was going to say Silas again, Sona being locked out for that final on OpTic's side. We see a Rise and an Eco. Looks like both will be locked in.
They need a win for more than just the record. They need a win for motivation here, because they just lost yesterday in 25 minutes. Last week, they lost in almost under 20 minutes. So they need something for their morale here. They need something to lift up their spirits.
So what you're saying is less consistency.
Yeah, actually, less consistency of the bad stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
More of the good stuff.
More of the good stuff. Final lock-in here. OpTic really taking their time. They let the Nico drown down on timer, and now they're just discussing everything so they can get this pick onto Dardoch. I don't expect to see a jungler. Yeah, we get an AD, so we might actually see that jungler last if we get one on the side of FlyQuest, and they keep it evened out.
Lots of magic and purple on the side of OpTic Gaming.
Do you notice that too?
Purple champions are always broken. Yeah.
Well, like purple champions, but just color-coded. Like as they go down the line, I always want to say something, and I'm like, I'm the only one that notices this. Don't bring it up.
No.
It's dumb. Just talk about the champion.
It is. And they're going to lock in Rek'Sai, and then they're going to have
dude,
like
so
Alistar.
Vhagar.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All purple.
I like you, Combs. Ooh, do it. We do have the Jace here, so we got a bit of movement around the map. We get a little poke if you want it to be followed up on by Rise damage. Oh, that's cool. They flashed the Vhagar.
Yeah, I think they're just doing a little shout out to Alorem.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good pickup. Sejuani been banned out the last few games. They're gonna be throwing the Glacial Prison around.
That's a powerful composition there. Sejuani, really good. Jace, Rise. Oh, Jace did get nerfed, and I think we actually kind of saw it in our game.
Yeah.
That we had 2 games ago, where the Jace just was not able to crush the lane in the same way that you would expect, which is part of the nerfs.
You just walk up, you're like, pew, pew, pew. If you need that done again, I can replay it later.
I will request that.
Okay, sure. Nautilus. So they do grab support. So they're going to actually mismatch a little bit here. You should see jungle bans coming in from FlyQuest Academy if they want to knock Dardoch off a little bit. And then we will have maybe those bot lane bans. See if they can get Airy or maybe would eat out. He hasn't had the greatest of games, but we know he can put up some plays.
So I don't think you're going to be able to actually ban out Dardoch here. There's only one jungle ban if you want to count the Aatrox. You're going to have the Rek'Sai, you've got Jarvan, you've got Olaf, which would be really good here as well. Lee Sin, right? He can play a lot of things.
So clean.
I think he'll be fine.
The intensity.
What is FlyQuest? It really, yeah, the Olaf ban makes sense.
Okay, so the Olaf. At least you're not going to be like, all right, you can come and beat me up in my jungle right in the beginning. What else do we got here? Side of OpTic Academy, 18 seconds left. Also looking at mid. What can they take away from Strumpus if this Rise is going somewhere else? Or thinking about Engo. Aurelia's already banned. Kennen could be on that list if they really want to. Don't know his champion pool too much since we haven't seen him in the season too much.
I think you can really count on Rise being the mid laner here, not the Jace.
Yeah.
It's so weird being Jace mid because you're actually not good at wave clear. You're bad at it. You have to line it up from an angle to shock blast. It could be. It definitely could be. Does Airy play that? Would he play that? When you're down 0-3, you'll try anything.
I like that. I would try anything. Cassiopeia banned away from Scarlet in the mid. Remember, we're also seeing not Crown on that OpTic mid lane position, so we'll have to see what Scarlet can bring to the table.
That's some really big shoes to fill.
It's very big shoes to fill. It's like, hey, I know you're just kind of sitting in for me, but damn.
Yeah, right? Like,
world champion, okay.
And then your teammates, I'm like, Crown would do this.
Crown got that kill.
Crown would have done this.
Syndra, so they give him a powerful champion, definitely a lane controller. Definitely.
But they saved the jungle pick for last. That's very peculiar. You rarely see that. So this is Dardoch really flexing his muscles, saying, I already know what your jungler is, but I want to see the composition that you build out so that I can then specify my champion even further. And the saddest thing, it's probably just going to result in playing Rek'Sai.
That or Jarvan. You probably will just be Rek'Sai. Looking at this comp, the follow-up after you get a depth charge, Pyke. On the side of FlyQuest Academy, maybe for support.
That'd be tricky. You're really sacrificing a lot going up against the Nautilus Kai'Sa with the Pyke, since the Ezreal does not have a lot of power early on.
It's not really someone you want to grab either. Nautilus can always just walk right in front, throw his shield down, and then he just knocks Pyke in the head as you try to stun through.
Well,
so
he doesn't care.
Up for the same, yeah. All right, so he looks like he's going to lock it in. It could be a pretty aggressive lane on the bot side if there is a good hook from Gate and that damage from an early level Kai'Sa Plasma Blast. We'll see. Airy on the Ezreal to stack himself up.
I think you go Rek'Sai here. You can see the stealth on the Pyke.
Oh, that's
follow them with your ultimate. Whether
I
it's
like that
the
a lot.
Jace, the Ezreal. You've got.
Would you consider not Rek'Sai an error
Of
here
course,
with that Pyke advantage?
He doesn't care. He just wants
Good
to do his
answer.
own thing. Would I consider? See, that's I guess
Throw
I would
out.
consider Rek'Sai all the time, but that's because in every region, everywhere else, people first pick Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is everywhere because of her passive. That's the nasty thing. Her passive and her gank routes are just too filthy. From behind every time, no mana every time.
So is that something though you can try to just be like, this is in my gameplay, or do you have to route differently to use useful time to actually see people tremoring around? Like, because if you're just Rek'Sai, you're like, I have to be underground to tremor and I'm not in the right spot, so I'm not getting any extra thing.
You're fine being underground. It's that, how do you counter jungle Rek'Sai when she's got tremor sense? How do you counter gank Rek'Sai when she's got tremor sense? How do you then...
So it's just the overall standing.
Yeah, the overall
Not how they're
standing
used.
things, the fact that you can face check all brushes
Right.
without using anything from a mile away. You can melt tanks. You got an execute tool.
True.
It's very, very strong. And I think just yesterday in the LCK, it was getting banned in first rotations.
Queen Xerxai coming back quite strong, even though it's like global map movement was taken out as well, given a little bit more damage. So why not bring that presence back for Rek'Sai? She's so incredibly strong. But now we have the Rengar for Dardoch, one of his, I think, like second most played champions, just kind of as a league player. He loves Rengar, loves Lee Sin, loves these very technical champions that hop about. And he can pounce on the cat for this one.
He's been one of the few good Rengars in the LCS. He's actually been very mechanically solid at this pick. So if anyone is to do it, it's him. That's why he gets last pick, right?
Yeah.
That's why he gets to say, It's not for mid lane. It's for me.
So true. And you give the confidence to that guy that's going to have the mouth open a lot. Not to say it in a bad way.
Mouth
it's
open
good.
a lot.
Talking up a storm.
Oh, I see.
He's always chattering. Chatting it.
That's not the first thing that came to my mind.
He just likes to walk around like Rengar, right? His mouth open a lot.
I see the splash up.
That's what I was looking at when I said that, and I was like, this translates into nothing. Go ahead and rephrase this. The jumps from Dardoch. He's going to keep himself stacked up and powered.
I do like that it meows. And also, as somebody that is a relatively new pet owner, I have a hard time balancing whether I should call it he or it. And I just mix it between both because I was so used to just addressing it as it. And then now, do I use a name? Do I just call it cat? Do I call it
just
all three?
That's the John Wick way, man. It's just dog, right? You're good. You don't have to worry about anything. It's respectable. It's kind of like dog can name itself if it wants. Shit. Let it do whatever. So give the dog the rights. Give the dog the rights. Let's see, Dardoch. Let's see if he makes the game for himself this time. He goes top, Krug clear after red. Gonna go ahead, jump on Raptors. He's pretty well timed here with Sejuani. No bot clear for Krug, so she's obviously on the top side. We're gonna have a bit of mismatch on the jungle, so it shouldn't be too hard to grab those early scuttle crabs.
He's just trying to power farm here as the Rengar, and what I want to see out of Scarlet this game is pretty simple. Just pushing Ryze 24/7. I want to see him have priority mid.
Okay.
Not asking him to get a solo kill. I just want him to lane and keep Ryze pushed in, which frees up Rengar to do whatever he wants. And this is Maxi going for a gank, but this is not going to work.
I wonder how much he was watching those minions, because there was
Wait a
vision.
minute.
He just walked over
What?
a ward. Alorum did not see him walk over the ward. They're going to have to choose the right one. I really like that call by Maxi. Find himself going towards the top side. He tried to guess it, but Alorum says, I'm going to play towards the dangerous one. And he gets himself out very nicely. Actually deals more damage back, but a little tunnel down that lane could have cost him there.
Yeah, really good outplay out of him, but I was worried. Like, if you're dying again, because that's when your jungler starts tilting, when you're like, you have a ward. How does he do that? And then you try to gank through a ward yourself thinking,
no.
I guess this is the kind of game we're in, and then it doesn't work.
Dardoch would have been incredibly understanding. Damage onto Scarlet. Great trade there. It's actually a split in the minion wave that Strumpus was able to feed those abilities through. And here come that secondary tree of biscuits for himself, so he'll be able to stay nice and topped off and get a little extra mana for his Namen down on pastries.
Oh, this is amazing for the Rengar. He got to go with a full clear, secures the scuttle
Right,
at the
after
bottom
seeing
lane.
Sej, so nice.
Yeah. And now gets to base, is he going to go tank? I doubt it. I don't think Dardoch is the tank.
I was
for
going
the
to ask
Rengar.
you that.
No.
You think we'll get the separate?
No, yeah.
Already,
he's
he's got
TMS.
damage.
Yeah, there we go. This is what we wanted to see. This is true Rengar.
He doesn't have the support we would like that the Yumi and whatnot last time or whatever they were playing, but it's still going to be cool to see him getting in there. We'll see that pause that Rengar might put on the game at 6 or when he becomes a big nuisance. I'm seeing if there is a lot of protection, and he will be able to wipe out Ezreal. Probably not a Pike or a Ryze, but you can get onto a few of these members and make it happen.
He could one-shot Jay. Oh, actually, he could one-shot anyone depending on how fed he gets.
Exactly. And he's still going through the jungle. Krug spawned immediately, and he's back up there. So it looks like it's going to be hard farming for Dardoch. He says, if you guys can stay safe, I'm not even going to approach your lanes until I get that 6 and we can make the impact.
Look at that neat little timer. I didn't notice it in all these games. We now track Baron from minute 1. That's when it's going to spawn.
Boom. I like it. You know when Rifthold spawns?
10 minutes. It despawns at 1955.
Damn crumbs. You must jungle.
Sadly.
What's secondary?
What do you mean what's secondary?
What's your second role?
Oh, whatever I feel at the time. Let's just say I don't climb with my second role.
So you get in a champion select, you're like, I am jungler.
No, actually, like sometimes I'll just go fill and then
Jungle.
It's very easy for me to have a bad game filling because then my teammates just say, oh, it's an autofill jungler, we're fine. But I just don't tell them I chose to be autofilled.
Nice hit, a good stun though, but it looks like a lure. Oh, that was a sexy flash, but the follow-up is still there with the summoner spells. He made him work for it. But it is FlyQuest coming up with the kill onto Galora.
He got 2 flashes out of that one. Then you got Darda trying to get this dragon here, but it is under a ward, so the collapse is going to happen. Here comes Pyke.
Pyke across the side. If Strumpus can get the lane pressure here, they're going to push Scarlet out, but Scarlet's forced to the fight already. Rune Prison's not going to hit right away. He gets a good scat of the week. Oh, Pyke is right there. That's a grab. That's a stun. That's a lockdown, and Scarlet's gone. Cleanse and Flash still left up for the OpTic mid laner.
At least they secure the Infernal very early on, so OpTic is happy about getting that objective, and Scarlet doesn't burn his summoner. So
True.
It's not the end of the world there, but starting 0-2, not the most ideal beginning.
Let's see this one more time on the top side.
So he used that Q, which forbid him from having enough mana to go for the W and the decoy again. So that's just a little bit unlucky there for him.
I wonder if he could have thick wall flashed there.
I think so. That looked like it would have been the better play, but I still think they would have been able to position and follow because there was a blue smite out of Max.
True. Yeah, right. You just kind of lose all your distance because of the slow. And here, great roam up. FlyQuest saw a lot happening on that ward and acted nicely. Dragon, like you said, going over to OpTic, though. They get a little bit more damage in the lanes, and it's going to feel good for Rengar. Tiamat finished.
Now he's got that power farming Tiamat going on. Going to be looking at getting Krugs all the time, which should hopefully result in some ganks in the top lane. Now that Jace does not have flash, you can set it up real easy with Alarin here. But it should be expected.
So for our non-junglers, why Krugs all the time now?
So you do Krugs as they're the most experienced and most gold out of all the camps. And when you have a Tiamat, it lets you clear them in AoE fashion, making it really easy to stack those over and over and over. And you've got Sejuani looking for a fight. And here we go.
There you go. It's that easy.
It's obvious, though. Oh. Oh.
Oh, no. I don't know if you wanted that. The empowered one goes for the heal. He's like, empowered damage? No, empowered W. I need to get out of this alive. Gotta be careful. He is slowed by the honey fruits, but no more aggression. There's a good roll from Scarlet, kind of seeing what's happening on the map. They go for that gank top, and there's been a lot of pressure up here to either get Alorum going or keep him in from the pressure he's receiving.
That is not how I figured this Rengar gank was gonna go. Ooh, nice hook.
Oh, beautifully stunned up.
Good out of Wadid.
I like
Oh, Asta's feeling it.
I actually really like Kai'Sa's dance there. Like she jumps back, jump. She has a really good spammable one. A little bit of aggression on the bot lane. Don't see too many summoners being used from that. Ignite down from a previous engage, as we saw from Wadid going mid on the Scarlet. And things are quieting down on the home front. 1 kill for Engo, 1 kill for Strumpus. Solo lanes are feeling good here for FlyQuest to start off against OpTic Academy.
Yeah, Alarim continues to push here. Now he's got 1 plate, even managed to deny the cannon out of Engo. So the Nico continues to have lane pressure, and this is just a pick that if you're ever playing top lane and you know that your opponents are full tryhards, you need to ban Nico. It's gonna beat pretty much every lane. It's really obnoxious, and you see it here. She gets to go down against one of the strongest lane bullies in the game and continues to pressure the map.
68-56 presence for Maxi around in lanes. It's allowed Dardak to get a little head in CS, but we still haven't seen him with that ultimate getting down onto anybody. Sinking his fangs into Aerie on that bot side. Might be a good one now that Nautilus has that level 6. Great damage coming through. And obviously Wadid can just say, you gotta watch out because I'll get in there and do enough damage to execute you right away.
Yeah, and now you've got a Pyke that gets to shove up the lane with an Ezreal that has tier. And if he starts looking for some roams, that's going to be a lot of money in the pocket of FlyQuest Academy here. I think this is Wadid just saying, you know what, I've had enough of these games. I want to have something that I can carry on. And Pyke is just that.
We've been kind of waiting to see these plays. We know he has got a bit of that playmaking power. And has not been able to really show up with that agency yet on the Rift for FlyQuest Academy. Top side again. They're just saying this Nico is going to get a lot of love from us. Her wave is pushing, so inadvertently he is going to push. And ouchies. Locked that one down. Maxi didn't even wait. Kind of threw a little blind on that as the last minion died, right? That comfort's there for Alarim. He's in the wave, the lane alone, but whew, right out of the woodwork comes FlyQuest Maxi. They're going to be able to go for Rift Herald on this.
He had flash, too. He didn't think he was going to get popped that quickly, thinking that the ultimate might have been able to connect on that, but look at that. just take a moment to admire that Sejuani skin. It's a little pig covered in gold coins.
I love it.
I actually have a statue in my house. It looks just like it. It's more like the Tom Kench one. It's the Lucky Toad. I believe it's Chinese. I got it, but I did get it in Thailand.
Very good. Very good. You're the pig. Getting a few of those. Vayne has the skin too. We'll see this gank on the top side. We'll see the ultimate on this skin. Is it just the same? Swing out. Oh, so the siege was still there. That's why they preyed on him, focusing on that last cannon minion to hit. I thought it actually cleared the wave and they went into the fog of war, but really nice mental games played up here on the top side to take Alarin down.
It's kind of how you lane, right? You want to go for harass when you know that your opponent is trying to get a last hit on a minion that really matters to them, such as a cannon tree. So well executed by them, and now they get more plates for them to try to swing this matchup further. But I'm not sure if Alarin is going to lose a tower here. Actually, yeah. Wadid is coming too.
Maxi's choosing pretty well on these. Lorm's only been able to get out of one of those. Top lane's going to go down. It's already down to 2 plates. This bot side's going to be down to 2 as well. It looks like they have enough minions to get 1 more plate maybe if they go for it, but Bulwark's going to stack up for 2 members, and that will slow you down. Should have it here with Jace's W as it comes back up. You see the added damage buffed into that turret. Boom! Gets it down. First turret towards the top side. Nice map control here by FlyQuest Academy 03. They need to be on the forefront of these games that they're playing here so they can kind of dictate the pace.
On the bright side, OpTic does get the plates in the bottom lane and will be able to take down the turret. Yes, it's not the first one, but anything to trade when Wadid makes a play like that is worthwhile. And it is extra that Eri did not die, because typically when you see plays like that, one side of the map always messes up and goes down, but both played it really well. Alarin did not die to the roam from Wadid, and Eri actually was fighting against Dardoch, but was able to make an escape.
On that kill, we saw for Lorem Hextech GLP finished up, so he's feeling pretty good. At least an item for himself to get that Glacial Augment on, or in the gameplay. Side.
Oh, he's in trouble.
And you can clear some hella big walls with that skill.
Interesting. So Maxi is maxing his E second on Sejuani. I personally like Q a bit more. I think quite a few players do as well, since E is mostly damage.
Right.
Cooldown doesn't really get affected by it, since it's when you proc those stacks, whereas more Qs means more mobility, more potential knockups in a fight, which does actually add up. So one is more damagey, the other one is more mobility and utility. And when you're playing Sejuani, I almost always prefer going the utility route.
I agree with that. As well, I'd like to do more damage, but I'm thinking of that play where I need to Arctic Assault over the wall and get that bump that the team needs, right?
I'd rather
see somebody over the wall, you're like, and I didn't take that cooldown.
I would rather not be in a... If I'm thinking, ooh, I need more damage as Sejuani, I'm probably not thinking what a Sejuani player should be thinking, right? Like, that's what a Rengar should be thinking. I need more damage.
It's like, how do I facilitate more damage for my team?
Exactly.
3-0 here. OpTic has not been able to put a kill in that bucket list just yet. A lot of ways to get out of these. Good aggression from Dardoch. Not even an ultimate there, and you saw Wadid now healed up, but he was down below half, as Dardoch really wants to get online.
If he had the Bola stack, I think he one-shot Wadid.
Yeah. Powered and Bola follow up. Turret drop for turret drop. There's like a gentleman's agreement going on here. Like, you're gonna get that, we'll get this. We're on the other side of the map, so it's cool. Don't do anything too hectic until we get back. Okay, thanks.
Old school lane swaps.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Into Eri. That's one they try to take out. They've got enough damage to kill with the burst of Scarlet and Dardoch. At least one person, and that's what they find. Their first kill of the game onto Wadid. Good true shot barrage back, trying to deter the middle turret takedown, but it is OpTic's picked up, and they have all 3 outer turrets kind of in a matter of no time after seeing the first drop now in the game.
And they have a gold lead now. They're up by 700, and the Rengar still doesn't have a kill, but he's still farming really well. Already 33 CS up over the Sejuani. Translates to 1 more level, and with the Duskblade completed, That's the item that you really wanted to see out of these champions. These assassins are so strong with that 99% slow.
Where are all these wards coming from? Because they're ward wards. Those aren't vision wards.
Oh, you mean
So
the
I'm
ghost
like,
wards?
I'm like, holy crap, there's so many. Oh, they are ghost poros. That's broken. I was like, whose are these? Trinkets are down. They have some scryers, but you're right. They're ghost wards as we hover back over them now. And there is a light bright of vision towards the top side of that map. A security system that FlyQuest needs to get rid of if they want to have good fights against OpTic. Feeling pretty good about their strength in the game. It may be 3-1, but OpTic has taken the fights. It is giving them the advantage to capitalize on more. Looks like they could lose their tankiest member in Maxi immediately. Pop Blossom goes down, probably didn't even need to use it. A hook goes out, a flash now from Stromfist as they are getting themselves into the middle of something scary. We saw the pink ward go down. They knew they wanted to fight there, but it was still the upper hand to OpTic.
That was too ambitious out of Wadid, positioning himself, looking for his own hook, but Nautilus can do the exact same thing and just pop you right away. So he didn't even get to connect the depth charge. He just got deleted before anything even happened.
Asta's damage as he just came in. He hit the W real big. I don't think we realized that.
Like, what? Boom! Immediately. Just gone. Sejuani thinking, oh yeah, this is the play. It was not the play. She goes down as well. And now we've got Maxi going on Aloran once again. Does he land the hook? But he's in trouble.
Oh, he throws the hook out just to get rid of it. He's like, I want to move faster. Gets himself killed. Happens actually quite a bit to Pyke players. The speed to get in there happens, but you don't have much follow-up unless you hit that hook, and you can be left out to dry.
That Pyke is now 0-3. That is 3 out of the 4 kills that OpTic Academy has. And remember, the game started 3-0 in the favor of FlyQuest Academy. So Wadid needs to slow down, make sure that the team is there every step of the way. Otherwise, he's going to just continue to put money in the pockets of OpTic.
And the fights have been pretty controlled of OpTic being behind. The kills going over to Scarlet with 2, and even in the kind of scrappy fight of the last one, Asta was able to pick up 2 for himself. So very big power to have there on the Rift. As the wave gets pushed into mid, that'll be cleaned up by Airy. And oh wow, just looking at that level, Asta's 11, Airy's 9. So 2 level difference just for the ADs is huge for Airy. It feels like he's hitting a brick wall just in the marksman.
And look at the CS disparity. You've got 47 over to Asta, and beyond that, the items. An uncompleted Mirror Mana against Stormrazor Rageblade. And Ezreal has Ninja Tabi, so he's worried about the Rengar belt diminishing his damage further, because he could have gone CDR boots or Sorcerer shoes to really amplify that DPS, instead opting for tankiness. And if he goes for Frozen Fist, that's going to be even less damage, but he's almost certainly going to be going down.
Maybe at the end, if it makes it to Hextech or it makes it to Ludens, he can go back to the Sorc shoes, but it's going to be tough for now. They are waiting for that power spike. Once you get 2 of Murmana's online, it's going to be big, but there's a bit of trough here as they spike up those mana munes.
That was the most lukewarm engage I've ever seen. Maxi did not know whether he was going to commit, and neither did anybody else on FlyQuest.
Almost.
I mean, now that you burn Sejuani ultimate, OpTic can do whatever they want. This fight is so easy for them to continue to just rotate between mid and bottom, and if anything happens, they know that there is no Sedge. That's never coming.
There on the bottom, focusing the priority of strength correctly. They do have Ryze on the top side, but they have to be able to win one of these fights, and their vision control on the bot side isn't that great. Everything's behind them, and they need to start seeing ahead of them. Almost not being able to fight for this vision denial right here. And they can't protect their own side of the map while they're there. That's going to be tough. It doesn't give Wadid any entrance. It doesn't give the team to follow up on Maxi's Glacial Prison. And if OpTic gets low, you could have Wadid just picking up so many kills with that ultimate, giving so much gold over to the rest of the team. A big swing in the game. But a lot of that has to happen perfectly. And that doesn't start it off in a perfect manner. Great kill by Dardoch.
Got curb stomped, and now the Rengar continues to go. He's waiting for the opportunity.
Oh, tankiest members going down first as the team of FlyQuest is trying to find windows of opportunity back into the game. Even Dardoch can take quite a bit of the damage from Stromfist, pulls out the stopwatch, and 2 more members over while his team is taking the turret. Dardoch is being a one-man army over here. It's just 1-0-1 with his Duskblade, clearing wards and placing out the zombies.
And that's with Nico just being out there split pushing. So we're going to take a look at this engage once again, where they're looking for Airy. The hook does not connect because he does Arcane Shift. And now look at Wadid. He gets a little bit chunked and then splat. Washed like a bug.
The game forgot to show us she had gray health to get back. It happened so fast. And then even with they route the backside of the offensive OpTic and still can't make it happen. It's so tough.
That he missed the bola there. Might have been able to even do a little bit more. Good of Stromfest to actually use that flash. And I like what Dardoch was trying there, flashing back in to try to get that next jump. But the Zhonya's and the collapse from the team was a little bit too quick. So he definitely has the Rengar mechanics.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sure there's some Rengar one-trick that's saying no.
Oh my
These
God.
are the worst. I can't watch this.
He already turned it off. You would have heard me say that.
I'll just go watch my own VODs.
Spectate my last 20 games. Gate looking to get a little bit of vision. Oh, he's already got it towards Baron. They're pretty good at the top side. That actually is insane. 51 vision score for Dardoch. Usually junglers can keep up there, but to be that much higher, as well as how much they're shutting out 26
so,
for Wadid.
I will say, Duskblade helps a lot.
Oh, absolutely. You don't have to tell me twice. I played against a Talon. What was it? A Talon, like a Gangplank or a Rengar and an MF, and they all built Duskblade. Dude,
you can't get vision.
That was the. Oh, I don't even want to think about that game. My team actually complained I didn't have vision, and I'm like, well, no, absolutely not. Duskblade is huge for that manner, and not a lot of people realize it. But look at that vision score, and it is absolutely snuffing out FlyQuest. It hurts that engage to get back into the game. They're walking blindly into this right now to hope they can at least get an HP advantage to push OpTic out just a little bit. Nico's all ready to push on the bottom side of the map as she takes down Krugs. That one just missing. Oh, nice. Anchor toss, a little bit extra range there as he got pulled backwards. I did not know that actually how it buffered, but it's nice to see.
Yeah, that was really cool. He walks away even after it looked like they were going to commit everything for him, because once that hook lands, I'm pretty sure Wadid was going to ult that to try to get some gold in his pocket, and now we're going to have a Baron rush. Ryze used Realm Orb to check. But I don't think
setting down the spheres. Nice job on Scat of the Week. Might be a little bit early to let him in. A good spooky ghost with the Glacial Augment. Another super annoying thing you're going to get from that augmented Nico. I was going to say augmented Allura.
And who do you have that can enter that corridor when there's a Syndra there just waiting to drop orbs on you? It's only Sejuani. That's
what it is. I attribute.
That's kind of the danger of the Pyke support. He's not going to do anything if he's behind.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to checking for vision. The Pyke by himself is fodder.
The Pyke support kind of, because we were talking about the Rengar earlier, when they're ahead and the Rengar activates everybody on the map, it's like, hold my hand, stand next to me. Yeah. It's like when you get Pyke to go underwater, that's exactly what happens to the other side of the map when the Pyke is strong. At this point, you don't have any of that advantage.
You're just like, come here, a kill is about to happen. We're about to get some gold.
Like, oh, Pyke went for a swim, that's cool. He's gonna come up soon. They're like baby shark fins. You don't have to worry about it.
I don't know, I'd worry about any sort of fin in my water.
Damage. Oh, shield there. Just keep it ass strong.
Oh, TP from Ezreal.
Hook in. Gate wants the depth charge. Gonna hit the back line. They're on to Jace. Can they follow? Down to Ango, though. Good damage there. He gets it to the skies to put himself into safety. Only taking down Asta. He gets the shot, but he goes down himself. Little retribution kill. 2 for 1 now. OpTic has lost 2 members as they still try to stand in front of this mid-second tier turret. Continuously pushing in and trying to barrage down onto FlyQuest. Dardoch's going ham here. He has the ultimate on. It looks like he's going to be fine. That wears off, and he's not going to be able to activate it on anyone.
They didn't get anything out of the Rengar ultimate, and in fact, they didn't even break that tier 2 turret. So this is pretty good, all things considered, for FlyQuest. They got 2 kills, and that's against a team with Baron, so Wadid using the wall really well.
See what that main defense is.
The big thing here is that Kai'Sa ults in. I don't think that was necessary since he had the protection of the rest of the team behind her and was still going to be able to connect damage onto Engo. So a bit of a preemptive move by them, but the Nautilus still got taken out because Ryze is still doing a lot of damage.
It could be Killer Instinct or Killer Instinct. It happens. There's two versions of Kai'Sa's ultimate. 4-1 and 2 is the only one, though, so that's actually a bit of gold grabbed up here by FlyQuest. They find some bounties. Feels good. And now it's actually a kill coming in that was not a kill onto Airy, so he feels good to pick up that gold. Frozen Fist is there. He also has the Cutlass. A little bit more peel for himself. Like you said, a little less damage without the Triforce, and Dardoch can still make quick work of a one-shot there.
All right, we got Rengar approaching on the left-hand side of the map. Still a Baron. The siege will not continue. Instead,
Yeah.
going to be Dragon Vision for the next Inferno.
Push him back. There's a nice ward. Enough time to clear it? There is. I like that. I always think that if you are trying an orb, if you're getting it with your trinket, it should not die in time, and you should be able to get it always. 'Cause it feels bad when you hit it twice and then it dies in 0 seconds. Like, if they replace it, they can replace it, but I hate missing that.
Oh,
It feels bad, man.
it's all about the little things.
It is. You complain about the big things, and everybody's just like, you complain about the big things.
Right.
Oh! Not enough there. Almost reached the shock blast damage. The waves are actually stacking up here for the side of FlyQuest. If they get a good fight here, they can start pushing out, but there's a bit of a pause button on the game. If they cannot get it, a good attack again onto Maxi. Not as strong as he thinks he is in the front line after that anchor toss coming in from Gate, and it looks like they're gonna be able to walk a bit past this turret. Demolish goes down in 2 more crystals. Bam! That thing falls, and it looks scary with OpTic standing in FlyQuest base now. Has to take quite a bit of damage. He needs to be careful as the Mystic shots continue to fly over the minions and hit the OpTic team. They're going to back out pretty safe here with some minion waves to clean up on the sides, but OpTic's looking at this Drake.
I really liked Dardoch's patience there. He popped the ultimate, but never went in. FlyQuest knew that there was a Rengar lingering, and yes, Rengar could probably have one-shot somebody and walked away, but it doesn't matter. The fact that he stayed there zones everybody away from the objective, and they keep the inhibitor as their price. They secure it, and that's just good objective control, making sure that you don't have any Lee syndrome there, which did happen with the Rengar. We need to have a better word for it for pretty much every single champion, but he still did the right thing.
And I think it starts to fall a little bit into a damage trough again here for FlyQuest. They just went past the Muramanas. We saw how awesome that fight was when they kind of swept OpTic back. OpTic took another fight, and it seems like they have once again capitalized on the damage advantage and the map advantage. See, there's still a lot of items and a lot of scaling to be done on the side of FlyQuest. Ares still 2 levels behind Asta, so it's quite a bit of damage to be coming out of Akaisa, but he has built up items on that Ezreal. They'll start putting a little bit of that poke if they have time to wait.
He still has that stopwatch, which should save him from either a Nautilus ultimate, a Syndra, or a Rengar, so he's got a lot of tools here.
They're just trolling themselves on this blue buff. Double blue coming through. Top lane, Scarlet and Alorum. Fast on that red buff, very nice. Keeps himself kited. Orb walking with all that slow.
They're just going to be baiting this Baron. Shove out top, shove out mid,
Slow
and
game.
look at the vision. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal wards, 3 controls in the river. It's actually insane how much they'll see. They know exactly what FlyQuest is going to be doing on the blue side.
Look at Dardoch's vision. Every time I hit 80, I'm like, I gotta get 100 this game. That's so awesome. Able to really just blind FlyQuest throughout this entire game. What's your kind of first in, if that happens? Do you try to put deeper wards down? Or I guess it doesn't matter. You always find them with Dustblade.
Yeah, so you wards in locations that are really far, in odd locations.
Yeah.
So, like the top river, but a fight's breaking out instead.
That's on the Gate. True Shot Barrage not hitting too many people. That's 2 priority target, or 2 priority ults onto 1 target. The one actually missed. Is Dardoch zooming down the side here. Looks like he's going to start pushing the wave into the turret so the team can get there and just start doing damage right away as its defenses are lowered. And now it's baroned up minions into the base. 30 minutes on the clock, 8-5 here as OpTic put the 5 dragon pressure down.
Really good move by Dardoch to move faster there and utilize the Baron-empowered minions to secure the objective. And FlyQuest still can't find the fight because the only one that can even come close to the OpTic team is Maxi. And even he, as we've seen, gets popped in 1 stun regardless.
Hopefully getting resistances in there soon. Just the HP of Warmogs has not allowed him to stay shredded from the damage of OpTic. Big ups to Scarlet coming in this game, slotting in with the team. Like we said, he had really big shoes to fill. It comes up 257 in the mid lane. Got a little bounty on himself at 3-1-2. He's had a pretty great game, and he's set up a lot of these choke point fights with Scatter the Weak.
He's been solid. That's all you need to do. You never want to see your Syndra be the first person to go down. You want her to be the last. You want it to be very difficult for them to dive. And with the exception of that first little roam into the mid lanes from Wadid, he hasn't done anything else that you would say, oh, that's a point of concern for Syndra. He's been more than fine. Falling behind in CS is not a big deal when you look at Rengar's CS, so I'm sure a lot of it has been traded there. 223 to 157. And still no bounty, by the way.
I have to wonder what would happen if Maxi took a little bit of that pressure to mid. They had a lot on Alorum. Scarlet with the cleanse. He gets himself out. Alorum into the middle with the clone. Where the Pop Blossom goes on the backside. He's doing a great job distracting, getting everybody to look at him, while the right side of the fight was Scarlet, Asta, and Dardoch coming in. There's the kill onto Pyke. He gets himself in and out with the guerrilla warfare. Asta goes in for the killer instinct. This time, one last shot. Almost gets it on that flash forward. Gonna get another hit in. Yes, he can to Kathy and Rain. Saved on the fountain with the stopwatch. Perfectly timed for both of them. Actually, no, he does get that double kill, and he picks up the next one. Beautifully done by OpTic, coming with the victory with that new mid laner in Scarlet slotting into the team. They're gonna feel comfortable now at 3-1 in the summer split.
Yeah, they do. This team, this OpTic squad is firing on all cylinders. I think they now finally understand what their role is as players, how the LCS team also benefits from it. Dardoch having a great game. You got top lane Alarim just solid as ever.
Absorbing a lot of pressure in that lane. He kept getting Maxi to the top, even with that ward snafu in the beginning. Probably something you can look back on and be like, all right, I shouldn't tunnel for my cannons all the time. But he did really great.
Right. I mean, he out-team fought the Jace that was camping his lane, so that's pretty impressive a lot of the time. You usually would have expected Jace to come out and smash. Same thing with the Sejuani, but that was not it. He was still holding it down. Good team fighting, and look at that graph.
Look at the Pyke damage. Look how much they shut him down. That's crazy. This is the guy supposed to be doing damage. 868 for the Pyke. The guy that should actually be taking kills from the Az almost in lane.
You know, there's a good chance that Wadid never pressed R this game.
I don't think he did. He didn't have the chance to, because he either kept getting caught, or it becomes Dardoch who didn't have to press R to kill people.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
That's insane.
You want to use all 4 of your QWERs.
Yeah.
You know.
So, like, it was systematically to destroy, basically, the Pyke. You deny all of his vision that he could ever put out. It's dangerous for him to ever put out vision, because he has no forward vision, and he can't ult. Where's the Pyke damage? He hooks somebody, he dies. It's like, they shut down Wadid with this composition without even trying to.
And it looked really good, though, because a lot of the times, OpTic had the position to make a play that we know would have kind of thrown things, that would have made things really scrappy, but they always held it back together. The Baron plays were nice. The turns, the objective priority, the trades, right? We were thinking, oh, it's a gentleman's trade, but they came out on top. They got the middle lane turret instead of just the sides.
It was like, all right, gentlemen, enough.
Right.
Knuckles are on. So with the week 2 results locked in, let's take a look at how the teams rank. Defending champions TSM Academy and week 2 still undefeated, while Team Liquid Academy and OpTic Gaming are tied in second place with 3 wins each. But Cloud9 will have a chance to catch them in their showcase match on Sunday. Don't miss it. They will play Echo Fox Academy following the LCS cooldown, and we'll have Sneaky and Licorice on the show to provide insight on Champion Select for that game. So be sure to tune in. I know I will be. Speaking of Cloud9, be sure to tune in tomorrow for day 1 of the LCS, where they kick off the weekend versus Echo Fox. Then TL take to the stage versus 100 Thieves shortly after that. There's going to be awesome games with 3 more matches before we wrap up day 1 of week 2. Looking at these, which ones are you excited about? I feel like TL is going to come away with some more wins. They felt like they were a little sluggish after the few weeks of MSI, but they say they're going to turn on.
I actually really want to watch CLG versus OpTic this week. I think that's the most evenly paired matchup.
I like it.
OpTic is 2-0. They look great. Meteos, I think, died twice in the entire week. One of them was an execute. CLG, they're playing Yuumi. They've got Ruin in the top lane now instead of Darshan, so they're looking great as well. And these are the teams that are kind of on the up and up. Like, are they going to be able to compete against FlyQuest, against Golden Guardians? And I think that this year and this split is actually the time when they'll be able to do so.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Ruin can do as well. If that's too long to wait, coming right up is a rebroadcast of this morning's LEC matches ahead of their live Day 2 broadcast, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central European Time. Set your clocks. Now for myself, Crumbs, and the entire Akai Academy crew, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Good night. We'll see you Sunday, too.
See you every day. League never stops.
Nice hit. A good stun, though, but it looks like a lower... Oh! That was a sexy flash, but the follow-up is still there with the summoner spells. OpTic has taken the fights. It is giving them the advantage to capitalize on more. Looks like they could lose their tankiest member in Maxi immediately. Big swing in the game. But a lot of that has to happen perfectly. Just gonna hit the back line. They're on to Jace. Can they follow? Down to Angle, though. Good damage there. He gets it to the skies to put himself into safety. Only taking down Asta. He gets the shot, but he goes down himself. Ready to look at him while the right side of the fight was Scarlet, Asta, and Dardoch coming in. There's the kill onto Pyke.